invoice type agriculture gana అయ్యింది. If the invoice type is agriculture, I mean account ownership is account type is agriculture, then we need to allow end date, yeah, account industry, right? So let me share my screen. So do let me know once you can able to see it. Yeah. So now what is the use case? It was mentioned when the invoice are getting modified. If the account type is agriculture, the due date should be 90 days after the start date, right? Yeah, that okay. End date should be 90 days. Let's say developer console. Oh, why I'm going developer console? Setup. Which object? We need to write a validation. Invoice, right? Invoice and validation rules. New. Agriculture ended. I'm just mentioning agriculture ended. So what are the use cases we had here? Let me note down my chances. The first one should be account industry type equal to agriculture. And the next one, start date end date minus start date equal to greater than or equal to 90 days. Okay. And number of months to the date using the last date of the month. If the date is the last date of a month, or adding number of months as fewer days. No, we are not supposed to use add month. The reason behind, if you are in April of 29th April, if you add months of one, it will go the next month 29th only, right? 29. Yes. Choose the months where. Yeah, that you can do that. Number of months you can date and number of months. Date is nothing but your start date. Simple. So if you want to use add months, then we can do that now. So this is the scenario. First, let's say and because two conditions should be true, right? And first I'll take a we can do that also. We can do that also. We can also use as Gautam mentioned. So I'm saying in this, see, there is no one way of doing. There are different ways. If your logical thinking is working in other way, it's good. And always, if the your validation rule is satisfying the business scenario, it means that you are right. There is no wrong way of writing, and there is no best way of writing. It's the way you think you can use it. Yeah. No one questions you why it is like it is not right. If the validation rule is working as per the scenarios, that means that you whatever you did is right. And agriculture. no, the scenario is, see, if the agriculture type is, if the account type is agriculture, then we need to pass 90 days, right? Here now, yeah. This is the truth. Understand, your validation rule is talking about end date or a account type, industry type, end date. If the account type is agriculture, your due date, end date should be away from away to 3 months, right? We are validating end date in this scenario, not a account type. If the account type is agriculture, then your end date should be 3 months away from the start date. That's the expectation. So it means you need to capture this always. With that, this should be true and 90 days validation included. That is the wrong data. Gautam, confused? Okay. We have to focus which field we are validating also. It's not something like always right data and wrong data. Yes, wrong data and right data on a validating field, not on the other things. Earlier also we discussed about if it is not, then we need to throw error. So you are dependent, completely dependent on account ownership in the old validation rule, right? If the account ownership is not this, you need to throw error. Here the use case is different. Account type is industry type equal to agriculture, then the end date need to be validated. Okay. Now, first, as Gautam said, where is this add months? I said add months of, what is the date? Start date. Number of months we need to add? 3 months. Oh, sorry, 3 months. It should be greater than or equal end date. Why? Okay. Yes, you're right. Equal to or less than or equal to. Less than or equal. Yes, you are right. Now what I'm doing for start date, I'm adding 3 months. So now I'm saying end date is more than, I mean, can be after 3 months also. Okay. And we can also add another condition saying that end date 3 months కూడా ఎగ్జాక్ట్గా పెట్టుకోవచ్చు కదండి. 3 months exact date కూడా select చేయొచ్చు కదా. Now we are allowed him to select exact 3 months, right? Yeah, 3 months means less than or equal to. We don't want to miss that actual value. I mean, April 29th. I don't want to miss on 28th May, April May. If I say this one, it will also calculate 28th. Okay. Now here it should not be more than 3 months. So I'm saying it should be less than 3 months low. Third month lo ఏ డేట్ అయినా పిక్ చేయొచ్చు కానీ it should not cross to 4 months. Syntax validation. Parameter is expected boolean received date. What happened? It's simple, right? Minus end date greater than or equal to 0. It's good. What I am doing here? Here It is not more than, it is not more than 3 months. So let's say, as we discussed, we also need to do for 4 months and end date. If I subtract this, so what should happen? If I say 4, if I say end date, then so if it is like within the 3 months, let's say greater than, I need to use R case. Any of this is not right, then I need to throw error. Greater than 0, then I need to throw error. Check syntax. Perfect. You understood this scenario? The okay. Now what I'm saying, the subtraction of these two dates should be greater than or equal to 0. It means first two they are greater than in the third month, right? But you can't expect that end date is always third month. It can also have fourth month, which also results greater than 0. The alternative condition for you add a 4 months of a start date, subtract it. If it is greater than 0, that means you need to throw a validation because it is already in fourth month. Greater than or equal to 0. Even if it is 0, like if it is selected fourth month, then the same date, then it will throw error, right? So yes, greater than or equal to. Let's check a pet command is. Yes, that's all. Check syntax, no errors for agriculture accounts. The end date should be 3 months. Which, okay. And which field I need to throw error? End date, right? Let's save it. Let me go back my accounts. Let me update my prime account to agriculture. Type equal to this one. Type equal to industry type agriculture. Save. Coming back. Let's go invoices. Yes, agriculture. Correct. So if I edit and save. What happened? Inukurti Lakshmideep is actually tagged under same account, the one I updated right now. Okay, and it is saying 3 months away from here, right? So first month, I selected this. Say, oh, too many things. 415, 515, 615, 715. Okay, it is 3 months away. Now, which month I am in? August. August 30. Fourth month to eighth month, how many months is been? 5, 6, 7, 8 months I can able to go through. Oh, I think here is wrong. Let's see. 4, 5, 15, 6, 15, 7, 15. 3 months, right? 7, 15. This is 7, 15. 7, 15 or 7, 17. 3 months away from the start date. So, how this is going? Now, if I say 3 months, now I need to add what exactly I'm missing here. Number of months I'm doing wrong here. this statement is causing an error. If I don't have this statement here, let's say, if I don't have this statement here, say, then now it should save within 3 months, right? Yeah, the fourth statement, I mean the one we are validating, it should not be crossing fourth month, right? That is causing an error. So what we can do, control V, comma. So it should be greater than or equal to 0. End date should be less than 0. Yeah, I need to alter this condition. I just misread it. Okay, it should be end date minus 4 months. Like if end date is 3 months, if I'm checking for start date is 4 months, the result will be minus values, right? We can say if the start date is less than the end date, the fourth value is less than the end date, then it will be end date. I mean, if end date is less than 4 months, then you will get results is negative values. If it is greater than 4 months, you will get positive values, right? Which is wrong. That's the expectation. So if I edit it, if I save, I should not get any error. But again, what the hell is this doing? So end date is 7/17 plus 3 months. If I add 3 months for this, what happens? 4 months. So subtraction. Oh, less than is right. It should be greater than 0. I need to throw error. It always a less than, right? 3 months means less than. Sorry for confusing. End date is 7/17 and here you will get 8/17, right? 8th month 17 days. If end date subtracted with this one, if it is less than 0, that is right data. It means the end date is falling below 4 months. If it is greater than 0, it means that it is crossing 4 months, which is a wrong. Same thing we are doing here. It should not throw error in this case. If I select 8th month now, if I crossing 3rd month, if I'm going to my 8th month, then it should throw error. Or if I'm coming less than 3 months, I mean I'm talking about June. Ideally it should be July from today, right? If I'm selecting 17, say you'll get error. So you can't cross beyond 3 months or you can't keep less than 3 months. Any question here? Any question? No. This one, just to exactly. So ideally, what happens, Gautam? You are right. So this statement was written in a way that your end date should always falls under 3 months only, within the third month. Yeah. It should not cross, it should not exceed, or it should not less than. Both cases. Might be we didn't documented this scenario in your statement, but in the implementation we just included this case also. Right? So now this is one way of writing. I don't want to make sad Viharika. Let me write another way of writing. Validation rule. As I mentioned, nothing is wrong until unless if a scenario is working. Now, agriculture type day validation. Now, here the statement here is understand the scenario. Whether you wanted to say 90 days away or a 3 months away in the error message. 90 days. Why it is not 3 months? Understand this one. If I am in January and February and March, okay? If my due start date is 1st January, what will be my end date? March only. What date? Are you sure it is under March? It will go to April, right? That is how the difference here. Here, the system will consider, will not think about whether this month is 31 days or the other month is 28 days, okay? It always check for 90 days. But the old scenario, whatever we written, it check for the months only. It will not check number of days. Even if your bill is generated on a 30th of January, or let's say if your month should fall under always like second month of the bill generation date. So what happens after 1 month? Even if bill generated 29th January, your due date will be 29th or 28th February. Understand? If your bill generated is 30th January, it should be under next month. Then automatically it will convert to 28th of February. It will not go to April, March, because it's a month calculation. If it is a day calculation of 30 days, so 30 plus 30, it will fall under your March is the due date. So that's where the difference comes. But again, it's always fine to have. So what is the first condition? It always and what I need to take. Do I need to write a text of equal to agriculture? We can also convert your big values to text. It means you are saying yes, it means that you did a Google. Okay. We can convert it to text also, but the best practice always use typecasting, converting string to integer, integer to string, the way we do in coding, right? The same thing you can also typecast in validation rules, like pick list values to text. Simple, instead of writing is back value and everything, you can say simply text of this value and this denote whatever you wanted. But e-spec value is a standard practice. But once you get used, then you can also have a chance to use. That's what I'm introducing a new way of syntaxing. That's it. So what you mentioned here, end date subtracted with start date less than 90. No, it should be equal to 0 or greater than or equal to 0. Less than 90 means you will be throwing it. Yes, you are right. Less than 90. Why less than 90? It should be less than or equal to 0. If end date or minus start date, if it is less than 0, it means that they are below 90 days, right? Now we also need another condition. It should not cross the next day. How to add that condition? End date minus start date. If it's going for a next month, then what is mean? 90 plus 30. What is 90 plus 30? It should not cross 120. End date minus start date greater than 120. Or end date minus start date, yes. If it is greater than 120 days, it means that they are crossing the day limits, right? In that month. Oh, yeah. It should won't be 90. Sorry. You are right, Gautam. We don't want to capture other thing. We are talking about days. If it is less than 0, then it should throw ideally error. That's it. So now the date should be 90 days away from the start date. Yeah, go ahead. You are right. It should be this, and it should be not. I'll say not off. I can also write another way. You can see not equal. You can write less than or greater than symbol, but I'm using logical operator. This is how I thought in this case. Not equal to, we'll say like this, right? Generally in the code. Here I'm saying equal to. If it is not equal to, then I'm throwing error. In there by using a logical operator. Or directly you can always say not. There is a not symbol. So in this case I use a logical operator. Just it's my way of writing it. It's not a right way of writing it or wrong way. It's my way of writing it. Say. And ensure that our second validation rule is deactivated. Agriculture, where is here I'll go. Agriculture date is inactive. Fine. So now let me go back and I'll say edit 415 to 90 days. What is the date? Let's say 29th. End date should be from 30 days. Okay, I mentioned 30 days only here. Date validation, edit. There I mentioned 90. Here I mentioned 30. 90 days only, right? Oh, the first one is coming from the other validation. Let's say 20. Say which is not of 90 days, then end date minus start date. So what is the date difference here? End date minus start date. Okay. Fields and relationships, I'm too weak. Let me do one thing. New field. Formula. Next. Date difference. I mean number of days. Number of days. I'll say number. Decimal places is 0. Next. Insert field. Total Q. Other advanced formula. End date minus start date. Where is start date? Treat blank fields as zeros. Perfect. Visible all. Next. Let's just ensure that here. Let's edit the object. Edit page. This is a dynamic page. It's not like a layout now. You remember? We converted this as a forms. Fields. Now I'll go here and add due date, number of days, just below this. Set. Back. So we'll see what's the difference now. 42 days. But even 42 days it is allowing. Yeah, I made a mistake on my agriculture name. Check it out. And text of, okay, might be this, might be causing an error. Agriculture is bigger. Is bigger. Text literal. See, agriculture name is right? No spelling mistakes. You can use single or double quote. But Salesforce refers, I mean, in Salesforce, everywhere we use single quotes, so we got habitual in doing single quotes. So you can refer whatever you wanted, either double quotes or single quotes in validation rules at least. Not everywhere. Just check syntax. Say there is no quick save enabled. Edit. Just save error. I need to get an error. Ah, here you go. Now, 1415 plus 90 days, what will be the value? Plus 90 days. Exactly. 15th April. July 14th. May, June, July 14th. 90 days, right? But if I say the next date, 15th July, error, because it should be exactly 90 days. That's what we mean. If it is less than 90 days, 90 days. It will only support the 14th one, the 90 days exact. Clear? Yeah. It's clear. So, are you sure about the validation rules? You can able to write anything else if I gave? Yeah, go ahead. Okay, good question. So if I go to my accounts, prime source, here the values are defined, right? Always. You are choosing one among the values from the field, isn't it? Now, I've selected banking. Now, in industry field, it always have agriculture, apple, biotechnology, and everything under field settings only. In that, what is being selected? Now we selected banking. So how validation do? They provided a method for us called eSpeakVal for validations for pick list values. For pick list values, inside a validation rule or a formulas, Salesforce provided eSpeakValue, which will always get selected value instead of getting all values. Generally, if you can say fields, okay. If I create, let me go to Object Manager, Account, Fields and Relationships. Now we are talking about industry. Let's go industry. Here you have fields defined under object only, isn't it? There are too many fields. In that, what is being selected? That selected value will be retrieved by eSpeakVal method. That eSpeakVal is only used for picklist values. It never been used anywhere else. It's the only case. Clear? Okay. So I'm giving another validation rules today. Okay, the scenario is that, let me grab this. The first use case for me is hash one use case when user is creating a user is creating same contact invoice before. When user is creating invoice for same contact, when there is active invoice. When I say active invoice, what does it mean? It means that the is completed checkbox is not true, right? Hello. When I say active, what does it mean? It's not completed. It's not completed. If checkbox is completed, it means that it's been over. It should not be checked. It should be unchecked. Gautam, in your case, you might have created that dynamic field page and you edited this end date and everything. So try to correct now before you do this validation, because in your case you need to select that field to get this end date, due date and everything. So try to correct those fields from the edit page. Just remove those validations. Okay. Yeah, from the dynamic form page. When it is not checked, let's say this is not checked. Now what I'm doing, I'm cloning it. Now what happens? So technically I'm creating two invoices for the same contact on the same month, right? When even it is active, isn't it? With the same start date, okay? With same start date and end date. You should not allow users to create another invoice, something like this, okay? Got it? And second one, use case. When user manager is blank, when logged in user manager is blank, then do not allow user to clone the invoice. Now, actually, what I did, I just went to clone and I cloned, right? What I am saying in the validation rule, go to your settings. Any user in the system is trying to clone. First, you need to check their advanced user details, and there is a field called manager. If the manager is blank, then allow. If manager is blank, then allow. If manager is not blank, then do not allow. That's what I mean. What I mean, if I go to advanced user details, let me go to my profile. And we have another, oh, sorry. We have like a users in different profile called custom admin profile. Let me go to users. We have another user called manager. Click edit. Now inside manager, I'll select my Lakshmi Deepak. Okay. Now what happens to this user? When this manager user logs in, if he tries to clone a data, then we need to throw error saying that, hey, you don't have permission to clone. Ask your manager to clone the record. You got it? And it confusing? Yes, you have to go, right? You know basics now. Now you need to keep efforts, throw an error, else throw an error saying ask your manager to do this for you. Okay, this is use case 2. See, earlier what you have done, you went to account object. This case you are going to user object. How to go to user object for logged in user? Let's go to, why I need to go to user like this. Let's go invoices. I'm showing. Okay, I'm not writing, but I'm showing to you. New, here insert field, right? Insert field, you can see user field here. Check it out. Manager ID is your field name. Okay. Manager ID. If it is not equal to null, and we have an option called is clone here. Is clone. The way we have is new, the same way we have is clone.